Amendment Act of 2025 on June 13th, 2025. As introduced, this bill would require candidate nomination petition affidavits to state that the circulator has not altered signer information on a petition after a signer has in fact signed the petition. It would also prohibit anyone from altering signer information provided by the petition signer unless the signer requests assistance in signing. It would also require petition circulators to attest that they have not altered signer information on a petition after a signer has signed the petition. It prohibits anyone from altering signer information provided by the petition signer, except in cases where the signer has requested assistance. It also expressly bans the use of correction fluid or tape on a petition. The second measure before the committee today for markup is PR 26359. The committee held a hearing with Mr. Winkler some time ago. It was his second term back in September of 2023, and his nomination was voted favorably by the committee. Mr. Winkler's reappointment is to the Public Employee Relations Board for a term to end December 12, 2028. Without council action, the nomination will be deemed disapproved on February 12, 2026. The Public Employee Relations Board, otherwise commonly referred to as the PERB, is an impartial, quasi-judicial, independent agency that resolves labor management disputes between the agencies of the district government and unionized agency employees. The PERB is governed by a 5-member board, and the committee is prepared to move forward on future measures to fill the 2 remaining seats once we receive the nominations. But for Mr. Winkler, he is a Ward 3 resident, a current member of the board, and an experienced labor relations professional and public administrator. After graduating from Michigan Law, Mr. Winkler began working with the National Labor Relations Board as an attorney, where he has worked for 40 years and then retired in 2017. During his tenure with the National Labor Relations Board, he served as the chief counsel and advisor to a 5-member board. Mr. Winkler appeared before the United States District Courts, the Courts of Appeal, and of course, the United States Supreme Court. At this time, the General Counsel has held that all the measures are legally and technically sufficient for our consideration. And I'll ask my colleagues, is there any discussion?
I don't have extensive discussion. Thank you very much, Chairwoman.
I will say Peter Winkler is somebody who I have known for a number of years and is eminently qualified and great for this position. On the legislation on the petition signing, I am curious how much testimony there was and to what extent there was testimony both for or against the legislation as proposed.
Thank you, Councilmember Fruman, for that question. There was quite extensive discussion. In fact, I was very pleased that both those who have circulated in the past and have had some difficulty with the utilization of whiteouts, as has been referred to, were very pleased with the changes that we were proposing to the petition. As you know, that issue has been front and center. And in fact, the Board of Elections subjected those who have used the whiteout frequently to a series of fines. And so we feel that we've heard rather adequately from both sides on this issue. And we're very pleased that both sides believe that the changes we are proposing in the legislation have merit and will make a difference.
Okay, so, I mean, there was a controversy around one particular instance. I understand that there have been two sides on that, but in terms of clarifying the law, in the way that's proposed, there was essentially unanimity that everyone would benefit by increased clarity in the law. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, it is. Yes. And there were 11 written testimonies that we received.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Is there any other discussion? Okay. Well, hearing none, then without objection, I want to move the committee reports in print for B 26233 and PR 26359 with leave for the staff to make any changes, any technical changes. So we'll vote now. All those in favor, would you signify by sign of aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and those opposed? Hearing none, so the measure has passed. And I want to thank you all for your participation this morning. It concludes our additional committee meeting. The next meeting of the committee will be a public hearing on Bill 26326, the District Employee Paid Parental, Family, and Medical Leave Amendment Act of 2025, and Bill 26-428, Youth Work Permit and Employment Protection Act of 2025. And that hearing will be on Thursday, December 4th at 11 a.m., both via Zoom and in person in room 123. Individuals may register to testify or submit testimony by visiting limbs.dccouncil.gov/hearings. Witnesses must register by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, to testify live. However, the record will close at 5 p.m. on Thursday, December 18th, 2025. And with that said, again, I thank my colleagues for joining me today, and the time is now 17 and a half minutes after 11 a.m. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.